The wind was a torrent of darkness among the gusty trees. The moon was a ghostly galleon tossed upon cloudy seas. The road was a ribbon of moonlight across the purple moor, when a highwayman came riding up to the old inn door. He wore a French cocked hat on his forehead, a knot of lace at his chin. His coat was of claret velvet, his breeches were brown doe skin. They fitted with never a wrinkle, his boots were up to his thighs, and he rode with a jewelled twinkle. His pistol butt was a twinkle, his rapier hilt was a twinkle, beneath a jewelled sky. Over the cobbles he clattered, down into the old inn yard, and he tapped with his whip on the shutters, but all was locked and barred. So he whistled a tune to the window, and who should be waiting there but Bess, the landlord's daughter. The landlord's red-lipped daughter sat plaiting a dark red love knot into her long black hair. But dark in the old inn yard, a stable wicket creaked, 'cause there sat Tim the ostler. His face was white and beat, his eyes were hollows of madness, his hair like mouldy hay, 'cause he loved the landlord's daughter, and he heard the robber say, "One kiss, my bonny sweetheart, I'm after a prize tonight, and I'll be back with the yellow gold before the morning light. And if they harass me by day and chase me through the night, I'll come to thee by moonlight, so watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar my way." He stood up straight in his stirrups, he scarce could reach her hand, so she loosened her hair in the casement. His face burned like a brand, as a black cascade of perfume came tumbling on his breast, and he kissed those waves in the moonlight, those long black waves in the moonlight. Then he gathered his reins and galloped away to the west. He did not come at dawning, he did not come at noon, but after the tawny sunset, before the rising moon, when the road, like a gypsy's ribbon, looped the purple moor. A red coat came marching, marching, marching. King George's men came marching up to the old inn door. They spoke not a word to the landlord, they drank his ale instead. But they gagged his daughter and tied her to the foot of her narrow bed. Two of them knelt at the window with muskets at their side. There was death at every window, and hell at one dark window, 'cause Bess could see through the window the road that he would ride. They tied her up to attention with many a sickening jest. They bound a musket to her side with a barrel beneath her breast. "Now you look good," and they kissed her. But she heard her lover say, "I'll come to you by midnight, so watch for me by moonlight. I'll come to thee by moonlight, though hell should bar my way." She wriggled her hands behind her, but all the knots held good. She writhed her hands till her fingers were wet with sweat or blood. She stretched, she strained in the darkness. The hours crawled by like years, till now, on the stroke of midnight, cold on the stroke of midnight, the tip of one finger touched it. At least the trigger was hers. At least one finger touched it. She would not try for the rest. She would not risk their hearing. And the blood of her veins throbbed with her love's refrain. I've left a bit out and I can't think of it.
Mm-hmm.
The blood of her veins, her upper refrain.
The Canadian
On
cousin.
Monday.
Yes, I know.
And we were talking about the D-Day celebration.
Mm.
And he said about Uncle Fred, who was his grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
being unactive, coming back after D-Day.
Mm.
But that D-Day was the Second World War.
Yes.
Uncle Fred was the First World War.
Ah.
And Uncle Fred, he tried to enlist, but everybody enlisted when war broke out. But he had such bad eyesight, they wouldn't take him. So, on that, he got married in 1915. Well, then they were calling up anybody, and there was what they called a C3, Category C regiment. They used to call them the sick, lame and simple because they would got something wrong with them. And he was in that regiment because he had such bad eyesight.
Mm.
So he never saw, this is where Mike got it wrong, he never saw active service.
Mm.
But it was Peter in the Second World War that saw active service. Peter was called up on his 18th birthday, and that shattered his father and caused him to have one of his strokes and made him more ill. And he went up to Spearn Bridge in Scotland and trained for D-Day. And he was in the Royal Corps of Signals, and he went up on the beaches at dawn before the invading forces went, with all the equipment on his back.
Mm.
And him and another two of them went up at dawn. But he went right through to Germany, and then he came home, and they were going to, and then he went to India to settle the Japs. And he drove right across India in an army lorry. But that war fell through, Japs. And so we never went to war with Japs, that all collapsed. And he came home, and because he was married, when he was in the army, he went up to stay. He was stationed in Yorkshire, and that's where he met Kath. She was evacuated with her school, and so they got married and wore Doris's wedding dress, and that was a veil. And there was Kath's mother father, so that was a wartime wedding.
Mm.
But it was Peter that went out on the morning of D-Day with the Royal Corps.
Right.
Uncle Fred was men with flat feet and all sorts of things. And they used to call him Fred Carno's Army.
Mm.
So that was something that I said, remember, to be able to play the piano
Yes.
for your own pleasure and for any social work.
Mm.
Because although we weren't Quakers, we were very much acquainted with some Quaker people who owned, their Quaker meeting house was on this site. And John Greenleaf was here, was an avid Quaker, and there used to be a picture of him up in Whittier Hall, and the Whittier Hall used to be on this site, and that's why I named my bungalow Whittier.
I wondered why. We wondered what it meant, didn't we?
It was named after John Greenleaf Whittier, the what's his name? Philanthropist.
Mm.
And the Whittier Hall. And of course that used to be, and then but we were Baptist and the what's names used to do quite a lot together. And we formed a concert party. And the things that we did, I was always the stooge concert party. And we used to have roars times with this piano, had people here, and then I'd had all the kids here carol singing, and musical afternoons with people from church. Oh, I used it an awful lot. I had my money's worth out of it. And it cost more to have it tuned. It cost Michael's mother, Doris. She was Doris, wasn't she?
Yes.
We were more like sisters. And she used to come and stay here, and she loved it. I got a picture of taking her for a walk along the seawall in a wheelchair. Yes, we were very close. Although I've been on my own, I've led a very full and interesting life. What I've made for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, tell us about your dancing days.
Oh well.
Your dancing days. You did a lot of dancing, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Joined a social club at the local community centre. And it was mostly dancing. And they were the nicest set of people ever. And there was also, when I was 80, I went to evening classes to learn ballroom dancing because I didn't know, because you've got to put your feet in the right place at the right time to the right music. So I went and learned ballroom dancing at evening classes. But at the club you've got sequence dancing, where you all did the same thing at the same time in a circle. And every Thursday for 20 years I went to the social club dancing. And when I first came here, I used to see elderly ladies with their shopping trolleys doing their shopping. But on a Saturday, and then I went to one of these dances, and there they all were in silver shoes and pretty dresses. And I thought, well, why isn't this for me? So that set me alight. I began to live. And I danced for 20 happy years of dancing.
That's great, especially from the age of 80.
I can watch the Come Dancing programme and know when they're doing a heel turn and all sorts of things like that.
That's brilliant.